Image prompts are one of Midjourney's oldest features and probably the most overlooked. And I think that's partly because it's hard to pin down exactly what an image prompt does. With a style reference, you know that you're pulling in style. With an omni-reference, you know that you're pulling in a specific subject. But image prompts are a little different. They pull from the whole image: composition, color, texture, subject matter, all at once. To show you what I mean, I used the same reference image in two different ways. When I used it as a style reference with the prompt "a pelican," I get an image of a pelican in the same style as my reference. When I use it as an image prompt with the same text prompt, it's not as clear cut. It pulled in the red, black, and white color palette, but it's not the same style. And it also pulled in some of the visual elements like the lightning and a loose imitation of the mark making. That's kind of the nature of image prompts. They absorb the whole reference image loosely and not always in a predictable manner. And that's what I think makes them so interesting to experiment with. This video was voted for by my Patreon community, so a quick thank you to all of my patrons. Let's take a look at some different examples that will hopefully inspire you to try out image prompts. First, we need to know how to set up an image prompt. On Midjourney's website, you'll want to add your image to the image prompts box here. You can drag and drop any Midjourney created image or an external image. If you're using a Midjourney created image, you can also click this image button here from the lightbox view to add it to your prompt bar. Or if you have an image that you've already uploaded to Midjourney, click the images button here and drag the image in from your uploads. Lastly, if you have an image URL, just paste it directly into the prompt bar and it should automatically show up as a little thumbnail in the image prompts box. So lots of ways to add images on the website. If you're using Midjourney on Discord, all you need to do to set up your image prompt is make sure that you place your image URLs at the very beginning of your prompt before any text and settings. Once your image or images are in place, just add your text prompt and any other settings that you want and submit the job like normal. That's the basic structure and setup for an image prompt. Let's go through some examples. One of my favorite things to do with image prompts is to blend two or more images together. Just add them all to the image prompts box. Here I'm using this running man and a ground level snowy scene. When you use more than one image, a text prompt is optional, but for this example, I used a man running through the snow and an image weight of 2. That's the IW parameter here, which I'll explain more about in a minute, but this will increase the influence of my reference images on the results. I liked this result here where the character's energy and pose carried over, and the snowy scene just gave it a different mood. The snow texture even carried over to his clothing, which is interesting. Here's another image blend to show you a different type of result. These two images are both flat graphic illustrations. We have a folk art landscape and some raindrops. First, I'm going to have Midjourney blend these two images without using a text prompt. So I've added both images to the image prompts box and typed in my aspect ratio. When you're using two or more images as an image prompt, you don't have to include a text prompt, but make sure that you still include any specific settings that you want to use. So without a text prompt, Midjourney just tries to merge the two images visually, and the results are kind of cool. We've got similar raindrops, the wavy line elements from the landscape, white border, and a mixture of colors from both of the reference images. Then I ran the prompt again, but this time added the text prompt raindrop landscape, and something more interesting happened. The text gave Midjourney more direction to consider and produced these painterly illustrated landscapes with these massive raindrops falling through them. And when I prompt for something completely unrelated to my reference images, like a car parked in front of an apartment building, I get these colorful illustrations on textured paper that pick up on the large raindrops, colors, and line work from the landscape reference. So combining an image prompt with text in this way gives you a lot of flexibility in the types of images that you can create. Image prompts can also be helpful for applying a texture to a subject. Here I blended a portrait of a man with a close-up photo of crumpled sandy paper. My text prompt was a man with a face made of crumpled sandy paper, and I actually ran this prompt both with and without those image references so that you can see the difference. On the left is what Midjourney gave me with just the text prompt, so no image references used. It understands the concept, but it goes a bit overboard with the paper and we can't clearly make out a face. On the right is what I got when I ran the same prompt but as an image prompt using those two image references. The texture in the results is similar to the sandy paper reference that I provided, and the framing is also more of a close-up image like the reference, and his features are more defined. So the image references are doing some real work here by grounding the texture, framing, and what the man looks like into something more specific. Image prompts can also be helpful for body position and posing. I had this reference photo of a woman in a very specific crouched pose, and I used it as an image prompt with an image weight of 0.75, which is just below the default value of 1. I have a whole example on image weight coming up next, but I lowered the image weight here because I wanted the influence of the pose to come through in my results, but I also wanted to create a different woman. Lowering the image weight helps me do this, and in these results you can see how the pose carried over pretty well, especially with how her legs and feet are positioned. And the woman is completely different from the one in the reference image. For comparison, here's what the results look like for that same prompt, but without using the image reference. So this is just from the text prompt. In my image prompt results, you can really see how my reference image influenced the position of her legs, feet, and the direction that her body's facing. So it's subtle but effective. Next, let's talk about the image weight parameter, which you've seen me use in a couple of examples now. Image weight, or --IW, is a parameter that can be used with image prompts to control how strongly your images influence the results. The default value is 1, and the range is 0 to 3 in the V7 and V8 models. It does accept decimal values, which is unique for a Midjourney parameter. Lower values let your text prompt do more of the work. Higher values push the image's influence more strongly. In this prompt, I used one image as the reference and a stern character as the prompt text. With lower image weights, my results are mostly driven by the prompt text. At an image weight of 1, you can start to see more influence from the reference image. As the weight increases to 3, the reference image has almost completely taken over. There's much more similarity to the reference image in terms of the colors, line work, the overall composition, and even the tree gets pulled in. The reference image is dominating here, and the stern character has become a much smaller element. So image weight is one lever that you have to control this balance between your text prompt and your image reference. For most image prompt scenarios, using the default value of 1 works well, and you can adjust from there depending on your needs. Another way to use image prompts is to recreate an image from an older model in a newer one. I really like this V7 image, and I wanted to try to recreate it in the V8.1 model. There are several ways to do this, but here's one workflow. First, use Midjourney's Describe tool on your source image. This is Midjourney's image-to-text model, which has been recently updated. It'll give you 4 suggested prompts based on your image. Run those 4 prompts to see which one gives you results closest to your source image. The prompts that Describe gives you are not meant to exactly replicate your input image, but they're a great starting point. Next, take the prompt that you like best and change it a bit to more accurately describe the scene in your original image. Add that to the prompt bar. Then add your original source image as an image prompt because you want the whole image to influence your results. You can also double up and add your source image as both an image prompt and a style reference if you want. I chose just to rely on the image prompt, and here's one of the results. Not too bad. Running that same prompt without using the image reference gave me this result. By comparing the two, you can see how including the image reference changed the color tones, gave it a tighter composition with her head cropped out of frame, her stride is more relaxed, and the outfit is more similar to the original. The text prompt alone works great, but including the source image as an image prompt gets me much closer to the original. So this is a great workflow to try out, especially when new models are released. You can recreate something that you love in a newer model where you can also take advantage of new features such as V8's HD mode. If you want to get more out of Midjourney, I do have a Patreon community where every month I release detailed prompt guides, tips, and tutorials. Last month's prompt guide focused on weight parameters and bordered pages. There's also a free tier, so if you like my teaching style, come take a look. or check out my beginner course, which includes updates throughout the year. If this video helped you, please give it a like and subscribe for more. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.